Okay, in this video, we are going to do a brief review of understanding percents before we dive into our percent problems in 7th grade. Okay, so when using the percent bar model, 100% is what represents the whole thing. Okay, so 100% matches the whole entire thing. Okay, so then let's look and see how many sections is represented in my bars on this particular page. So my bar is split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's figure out how much percent each section represents. And because it's being split into 10 sections, let's think of division. So it was 100%, so we're going to have to take 100% divided by 10. Well, 100 divided by 10 is 10, so each section of the ones whenever it is split into 10 sections represents 10%. Okay, so I'm going to show that by labeling it on the bottom. So 0%, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, and again, those were all percents. So at least for this one, I'm going to go through and write the percent sign. Okay, so there are my percents, and then the first one we got the shade 100%. So what would 100% look like? Okay, well, the entire bar, because 100% of it would then be filled in. Okay, now I'm going to skip number 2 just for the sake of this particular video. Let's go into number 3. Okay, so 25%. So again, it's still split into 10 sections. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%, 70%, 80, 90, 100. Okay, this one's saying 25%. Okay, so where would 25% of this particular bar be located? Well, 25 happens between 20 and 30, so I'm going to put a halfway line there, and then you would shade in this portion. This right here represents 25% of 100. Okay, for the next one, it says 30. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that if I wish to shade in 30%, it would be this much. Okay, then I'm going to do number 5 with you for 15%. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 15% of that would be between 10 and 20. And then you would just shade in that portion. So that would be 15% of 100. Okay, so since this was just a review of 6th grade material, we're going to kick it up a notch. And we're going to also review some of the 6th grade material of understanding how to find a percent of a number. Okay, so example, 40% of 80. So first, let's take a look just to make sure that my percent bar is still split in 10, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. Okay, so my full is 80. So what is 40% of 80? So 80 would be my 100%. Okay, because that is the number, or like that is the base, that is the bottom, that's the denominator. Okay, so of 80. Okay, so now I got to split 80 into 10 sections. Okay, so if I do 80 divided by 10, that gives me 8. So each section is worth 8. So obviously 0% would be 0, 8, 16, 24, 32. And again, I'm just adding by 8, or 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, 8 times 5, 8 times 6, 8 times 7, 8 times 8. Oops. 8 times 8, and then 8 times 9, 8 times 10. Okay, because again, it was split into 10 sections. Okay, so where does your 40% land? 40% lands right there, which is at 24. So 30% of 80 is 24. Okay, so that is equal to 24. Okay, now let's find 30% of 50. Okay, so again, I'm still using a fraction bar that is split into tens. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, and so here's my, I forgot to put, this is, our 100% would be 50 again, because that's your total. Okay, so if I was to split 50 into 10 sections, each section is worth 5. Okay, so it would be 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and then 50. Okay, so then 30% of that you would hit at the 30 mark. So 30% of that is the number 15. Okay, and so then this portion right here would be shaded. Okay, so what about 25% of 60? And let's scoot this up here just a little bit. Okay, so again, we're still using the fraction bar, split into tens. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And 60 would be my total, so that would be 60%. Or 100% would be 60, my bad, because that is my total. Okay, so let's figure out how much to split these in. So 60 divided by 10 is 6. So each bar then is 6. Okay, so it'd be 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 4, 30, 36, 42, 48, and then 52. There we go. Nope, 54. Okay, 48, then 54. Okay, so now we are filling in and shading in. So we need to go to 25%. Okay, so 25% would fall right here in between 25 and 30. Okay, and what number is halfway between 12 and 18? $14.5, because again, 12 through 18 would be 14.5. Okay, now I'm going to skip all the way down to the last one that is not on this table. Okay, so again, I'm going to skip this one just for the sake of this video. We're going to go over it in class though. Okay, so now we're going to do 25% of 64. Okay, so 25% of 64. Okay, this is going to look a little bit different because I'm going to split this particular bar only into 4 sections. Okay, so now my percents down here are going to change just a little bit. Okay, so with that being said, if I'm splitting 64 only into 4 sections, my percent bars are going to change. So this is still 100%. Okay, but then 100% split into 4, think of quarters, would be 0, 25, 50, and then 75, right? Okay, So because there's only 4 sections, I've got to split 64 into 4 sections. So 64 divided by 4. Okay? And so that is equal to 16. So this section would be 0 because 0% would be 0. And then you have 16, and then 2 times 16 is 32. 3 times 16 is 48. And then the full would be 64. Okay, so your 25% mark hits right here on this first section. So 25% of 64 is 16. Okay, so this again was just a review of percents, how to find percents of a number using a model with the percent bar, and we're going to be applying this particular skill to our 7th grade standard.